You gotta fight to win. Fight to win. Fight to win. I'ma say it again. You gotta fight to win. Fight to win. It ain't over till it's over. It's about to begin. I'm so dedicated.
Good Monday morning. Thank you for joining and tuning in to Endie Fiya's Monday Motivation. This is your man Causso, the My Struggle is My Strength motivational speaker. I hope that everyone had a great weekend, and I hope that everyone is staying safe, and I hope you guys are continuing to wear your mask. Remember, there are people out there that have weak immune systems, and it's important that everyone participates and everyone wears their mask, right? I kind of feel like once we're all on one accord, that is when change happens, right? So before we get started, I'd like to thank Endie Fiya for giving me this opportunity to speak. You can tune into her show at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for music, entertainment news, and daily inspiration for everyone. That's right, guys. Go to Blog Talk Radio /Endie Fiya. That's ENDIE. Fiya is FIYA. Check it out, guys, and tell a friend and tell a friend. We began our door series. We discussed that doors are synonymous with opportunities or access to something. When God opens the door, nobody can shut it. And when he closes the door, no one can open it up. So these opportunities are God-given opportunities, and it's going to have a timing or a shelf life attached to it. That means the opportunity won't last forever. So you have to seize it within the lifespan of the opportunity. That means you also have to be prepared for it. We also said that doors don't always look like or appear to be a door. And a lot of times, they won't announce themselves as, a door. They won't announce themselves saying look, this is your biggest opportunity. So you always have to be looking for the opportunity that may be on the other side of something that seems coming. And another thing we discussed is that adversity or opposition is often paired with opportunities. And every door that you see, you must decide: do you walk through it, or do you not walk through it? And the number one problem is choosing the right door, right? Because oftentimes, you can't see what's behind the door. You can choose the right door by having a spirit of discernment. We also talked about there are different types of doors. You have physical doors that open and close with, human force. There are doors that open, once you get in a certain proximity, and then there are timing doors, kind of like a bank vault. This type of door is indicative of the timing of the opportunity. If you miss it, or if you procrastinate on the timing of the opportunity, what you have to do is you have to wait until that timing comes back around full circle. Then in week 2, we discussed that there are doors that open if you have the correct key and if you use it. We said that our biggest problem is not being able to control our circumstances, and God gives us keys to his kingdom to solve our biggest problem. So we said that giving is a major key. Giving becomes more of what you do. It really is who you are, right? So this week we are subsetting our door series with the title called Seasonal Doors. seasonal doors. And to everything there is a season, and there is a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:10 says, I have seen the task which God has given the sons of men with which to occupy themselves. So what does this mean? Like, does this make sense? That means that there is something that everyone on the face of the earth has been put here to do, and fulfillment in life comes from that. It doesn't come from the amount of social media followers you have or you can get. It doesn't come from attaining money or attaining accomplishments. There is this satisfaction that comes from knowing what you were put here to do. Ecclesiastes 3:11 also says that God has made everything beautiful in its time. So there's nothing more beautiful than to see something happening in its correct season, right? So in other words, you can do something and it may not be the right time because you are maybe you're unaware of the seasons you're in. You could even do something great and just watch it crumble like right before your eyes. If it's the wrong time. If you're 16 years old, you probably don't need to be given a Ferrari for your first car. You dig what I'm saying? Like it's not the right time for that. Or even if you're 18 years old, getting married is probably not the right time, right? So when we're talking about time, there are two kinds of time. There's Kairos time, and then there's chronological time. Kind of like the time that's on your watch, or the time that's on your cell phone, or the time that is on the clock. So we have been giving time, right? Well, or rather a season of time to accomplish certain things. And when we do this, when a new season begins, this is kind of like Kairos time or a Kairos moment, meaning right, critical, or opportune moment. I like to think of this as God's timing. That's why it's been said, like, when you tell God your plans, he just laughs, because God knows purpose, and we don't always know purpose. Because see, time manifests itself in seasons, and seasons don't care if you're ready for them to come or leave. They just come. Like summer does not care if you're tired of it, or summer doesn't care if you're over with it. It just changes. This means that you have to adapt. So you can't wear your board short swimsuit in 30-degree weather outside, right? You have to adapt to the change. You have to adapt to the seasonal change, because if you don't, you become a person that's stuck holding on to something that's in your past or a previous or holding on to like a previous season, and you'll never grow. You'll never experience the blessing of your next season because you're holding on to your previous season. The second way your season is changing is when God places a demand on you. You probably feel like you weren't ready to walk in, and you probably feel like you were unequipped, because these demands pull things out of you that you didn't recognize you had. You didn't recognize you had something inside of you that needed to be pulled out, and do something you didn't know you could do. Another way you're in front of a seasonal door is when you're around people or talk to people that only can relate to your previous season. They can only relate to your past. They can only relate to the things that you used to do, or they can only relate to who you used to be. So, as we're recapping, God created time for purpose. So, we have been giving a time, we have been given a season of time to accomplish certain things. And, there's something that everyone on the face of the earth has been put here to do. And you know what? That's where fulfillment comes. That's where satisfaction comes. It comes from that. Everything is beautiful in its time. When your season or timing or things change, you have to adapt. You have to adapt to those changes. The second way, your season is changing is when God places a demand on you, and you probably don't feel like you were ready to walk through it. You probably feel like you were unqualified or even unequipped. This is your man Causso. You guys can follow me on Instagram at ms_ISMS. And join us next week in the continuation of our Doors series. We are having so much fun. We are learning so many things about doors. I want you guys to have a phenomenal week. Please continue to wear your mask. The mask only works if you cover your mouth and your nose. Not just your mouth, but your mouth and your nose. Come on, guys. We all can do it. I want you guys to stay safe. Remember that saving lives starts with you.